Hello and welcome to Dukascopy TV. I am joined right now by Philippe Lederrey, financial analyst, to discuss European equities. Welcome, Philippe.
Oh.
So, European equities have fallen today as a result of the 0.25% rate cut from the ECB meeting. How do you feel about this decision to cut interest rates, and how has it affected equities?
I mean, it was not a big deal because everyone was expecting this cut. The problem is that first, they've also reduced the discount rate to the banks to zero. That's a very strong signal to say to the economy, you're very weak. And the financial system also is awfully weak. And that's a fear of the market from the Lehman crisis. And perhaps also the market was not very satisfied by the fact that there are no new unconventional measures that were expected. The problem is that the mandate of the ECB is not as broad as the one of the Fed or the UK central bank. So without politician support, they cannot really say anything else than what they did yesterday. So it's a half surprise.
Okay, and yes, because there has been no quick solution yet found for the Eurozone crisis, which had been really hoped for from the European summit. So what do you believe, how do you think equities are going to perform for the next few months?
The problem of Europe is that companies are very sound. I mean, they have very strong balance sheets. They have the highest ever. They have very good profits. Growth is not that subdued if you take into account the international part in the United States or in the emerging market. The problem is that Europe needs now to go to a type of Swiss confederation. But the problem of the definition of federalism is very different from one country to the other. For instance, Germany would like to have a budget austerity, a common finance, supervision of the banking system, and to give money to the peripheral country after that. Of course, the Southern have a different point of view. They prefer to have the money and without any loosening of their sovereignty, without any counterpart. So we need to go here again to a Swiss compromise, but it's very hard to find as the Europe was built on wind, and we now have to really have sound Europe to be able to have a good market. So for the next weeks, I think we will have very erratic market. Perhaps not down that much, but we need now to have more pragmatic solutions coming from the politicians. And then after that, shares are very cheap. We can also expect the recession not too long that much in other continents. So we can expect a good base from the summer.
Okay, thank you. And you spoke about Germany there now, and how, you know, their measures and everything. So because of the austerity measures, there's actually been a lot of pressure put on them. How do you think it would affect equities if they actually left the Eurozone?
I know that that's a big fear of the market. It was unthinkable a few weeks or months before. We just have to take for granted that it will be a nightmare, not only for the stock exchange that will lose 20–30%, but for the economies as well. And at the end of the day, it's not even in the German interest to do that, because imagine that they leave next Sunday the Eurozone. The German Deutsche Mark will be 50–60% above the present German euro. German is an economy based really on exports, so I mean they will kill their growth for half a decenny, and it will not be at their advantage at all. So it's the same, by the way, for the southern countries as well. I mean, who will give in the foreseeable future any money to a country in bankruptcy with a drachma, escudos, or any other new currency? So it's just impossible to imagine. So we can be sure that at the last minute, I hope not the last second, but at the last minute, Angela Merkel and the other will come to the conclusion that they need really to help all the countries. Like in a family, you help the weaker.
Mm-hmm. And who are the weakest at the moment? Who is suffering most from the Eurozone crisis in terms of equities?
I mean, at the moment, it's of course Spain and Italy, because I mean, at a certain point, it was more a Greek problem, yes. But then you have now the crisis surrounding, and that's really where the crisis can become systemic. Is that if we let Greece or even Portugal going apart, market will say, okay, the second weakest will be that one, and then you have Spain, Italy, and why not France going into the tornado, and at the end of the day you have no country left. So it's I think not possible that the politicians let that happen. Of
course. And what is your outlook for Spanish and Greek equities over maybe the next couple of months?
I mean, they will probably down during the summer, because I mean, between what the politicians say and the first hard facts, we have from time to time discrepancies, and financial markets want to have things the next minute. So probably they will suffer a bit. But of course, these countries, if the market begin to be sure that they can remain in Europe and that the investment will not become a pesetas or lira within the end of the year, probably this market will have a more comfortable performance, because the difference in some valuation are now just too low.
Thank you very much, Philippe.
My pleasure.
That's all we have time for right now. Stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more exclusive interviews and press reviews. Goodbye for now.